My name is Adam, or driver number 4, on September 14th, 2018 at approximately 6:07 a.m. I was involved in a multi-car collision that involved a motorcycle. I'm being railroaded for this. The following footage should prove my innocence. I have requested to sit down and show them the evidence that follows, only to be denied. Also, the reporting officer saying that she took my claim. This isn't true. I spoke with her maybe 2 times during the entire incident. One time she asked if I was involved in the accident. The next time she told me to leave. This will also bring into question, one, the statement of 2 of the other drivers. One of them claiming to have witnessed everything from the rear view mirror, which you cannot positively ID anything. As dark as it was outside, you'll see as the police were just starting to show up, you still couldn't even make out the vehicles. And also the placement of the motorcycle in correlation to when the accident actually happened. And also you need to ask the question, why did the vehicle who is struck in the front driver's side door take off and not stop until over a half mile? It's funny. I had time to come to a rolling stop. The woman that spun out of control, she still somehow or another came to a stop. I think it was because of the median. But even all the vehicles behind us managed to come to a safe stop. But this woman couldn't get over to the shoulder. And as you'll see, she had every chance in the world, just from what they show from the news. Also, I had made a couple of comments to the police officer who called me. One of them being, yeah, I'm tired of getting hit. Yes, I was rear-ended twice down Ellington Parkway. That's why that morning I quit my job. But nobody takes into consideration if they're trying to put me into the wrong lane. This Mr. Schultz, or Officer Schultz, or whatever his name is trying to say that the motorcycle is in my case. The fact that he's trying to say that I need to prove that I did not try to get into lane number 5. Now keep in mind, this is all amended. One, she named me Adam Bratton on the police report, even though they had my ID. 2, being she labeled the lanes backwards. 3, being on her first narrative, she had 2 vehicle number 2s. And 4, now here's the big one, when he pulled it up, after he finally called me, she colored the vehicles wrong. So, my question is this. If she's made 4 mistakes right off the bat, okay, 4, count them with me. Numbered the vehicles wrong, numbered the lanes wrong, colored the vehicles wrong, misspelled my name, and he makes the comment, I'm starting to wonder if my officer is dyslexic. It's very possible, but that's neither here nor there. My true statement is this. On the 14th of September 2018, I was traveling southbound down I-65 right around the Old Hickory Boulevard. I was in lane number 3, the real lane number 3. The vehicle in front of me is probably, I don't know, 20 foot off to my front. It's all kind of congested right in there. But traffic was lighter than normal because I was earlier than normal. I'm traveling down lane number 3. The vehicle in front of me changes from lane 3 to lane 4, takes off. About 40 to 50 foot in front of me. I'm doing about 65, maybe 70 tops, which the speed limit through there is 70. I saw a motorcycle about 40 to 50 foot in front of me. I changed lanes from lane 3 into lane 4. I don't mind riding beside motorcycles, but I don't like being behind them. I then attempted to accelerate, which if you've ever rode in a 4-cylinder Equinox, you know that they take off quick from stop, but once you're going 65, 70, you can put your foot through the floor and it's not going to accelerate quickly. But I started gaining some acceleration, which put the motorcycle in lane 3 about 10 to 15 foot to my front left. I'm in lane 4, motorcycle's in lane 3, about 10 to 15 foot in front of me, and all of a sudden somebody strikes me to the right, my front right quarter panel, slingshots themselves out in front of the motorcycle. The motorcycle locks or brakes up, goes turning sideways, makes contact with the vehicle, falls and slides all the way through lane 3, as you will see. But the police report is trying to put her in being struck in lane 4, then coming to rest in lane 3, which I guess the laws of physics don't apply, especially when the car was spinning, and put some English on it. But the only thing that saved the motorcyclist's life was the fact that she locked her brake up and the back end went sideways when she made contact with that other vehicle, then laying it down and sliding foot first into throughout the duration of lane 3. That's the only thing that saved her life. Regardless, the following that you will see: Metropolitan Nashville Police Department refused to sit down with me to go over the evidence and the facts. They refused. I was promised that I would get a call back and that my statement would be taken properly. Never happened. I got a call today. Today being, what is today? Tuesday, September 25th. I've been trying to put this video together that long, but people keep calling. But either way, this will prove that not only is their narration wrong, but this will also leave so many questions unanswered. How now? You'll see on a little miniature diagram, how are we to believe that this vehicle number 2 saw everything from a rear view? First and foremost, I'm combat infantry. one thing that we're taught, unlike everybody else, is that we're to remain calm under the most stressful situation so we can properly return fire, neutralize the situation, whatever we have to do. And then on top of that, we have to go and we have to write what they call AAOs, after action reports, or AARs, I'm sorry. So, we all get sent off separate directions, write our AARs, and then they're put together. They have to match. If I pulled the trigger on the wrong person, I'd be sitting in Leavenworth right now. So you take everything that's been seared into my brain versus somebody who claimed to have witnessed everything from a rear view, saw a vehicle driving at a high rate of speed, yada yada yada. Keep in mind, we're going through a curve during this whole time. We're starting to hitting a slight curve, and didn't stop. One, she required the prescription lenses. Was she looking for those? Two, they didn't blood test or alcohol test anybody, which I wish they would have, because Thursday night in Nashville is ladies' night at the clubs. Could somebody have been out drinking all night long and looking for a handful of breath mints? I don't freaking know. But I do know this: when you don't stop until over a half a mile down the road and you claim to have witnessed everything through your rearview mirror, and you want to put the blame on me. Now, granted, I guess I asked Metro too many questions, which would allow them to cover their butt later on down the road. So if this does end up in court, that they've already had months on end, if not, years. You never know how long it takes to get in, to cover their butt, to think about the answers to these questions. But regardless, I'm not the one at fault. How is the person in the far back going to be the one who maintained control of lane number 4? I never had a reason to get into lane number 5, as they're trying to claim. And to top that off, vehicle number 3, if the new narrative still calls her vehicle number 3, said that I cut her off. Let's think about something very important about the statement of cutting somebody off. Cutting somebody off would imply that I got in front of them. That would still leave from lane 3 to lane 4. That would still leave lane 5 wide open and lane 6 occupied by the other vehicle. Is it possible maybe the vehicle that she saw driving at a high rate of speed would be the maroon Altima? Pretty possible, especially being that my front end doesn't sit up much higher than an Altima. I would know this because I had an Altima that was totaled out by somebody rear-ending it on May 2nd, I think. Whatever day it was after Easter this year. And I've looked at the Equinox and the Altima side by side in my driveway for years on end, and there's not much difference. It was actually easier to get the Altima out during the snow than it was the Equinox, because the front end of the Equinox sets down lower than the Altima. But that's neither here nor there. This whole looking in my rearview mirror, which, if you believe everything that they're saying, you're gonna go, well, there's a vehicle impeding her view, much less you're not going to see. I was told that there's little black boxes that need to be pulled from every vehicle to get all the data. It would have everybody's speed, yada yada yada, location, pretty much everything pertinent. It's like we're sitting on top of Big Brother. And I even saw a Bart Durham commercial about it. But that's neither here nor there. This video is going to show, one, that their statements, they can't even get the motorcycle's placement right. Two, that if I made an incorrect lane change into lane number 5, why the hell am I still in lane number 3 when the accident came? And 3, how did this woman, we'll call her Wonder Woman, how did she witness everything? And through her rearview mirror, when you have 3 vehicles staggered, supposedly, how did she witness everything through her rearview mirror, point me out to blame? And how can you sit here and positively ID my vehicle when it was that dark outside? But regardless, like I said, vehicle number 3 said that I cut her off, which would imply that she was behind me. So not that I struck her in the side. Still waiting on the 911 phone call for that. At that point, I walked off. Wasn't going to argue with her. Actually, I started arguing, and then I thought, you know what? The hell with you. This should be simple enough. The cops should figure it out. And apparently, it's over their heads. They can't take basic evidence and refuse to sit down with me because I guess they don't like being proven that they were wrong, or don't like anybody questioning their narrative. So please see the following video. Ask yourself these questions. I have many more questions to go, and I am not the one who caused this accident. So like I said, read the narration, look whose vehicles were all stopped where, follow the evidence that I show, and as you'll see, how if I was driving so fast, came over into, made an improper lane change, how did I manage to maintain lane number 4? Doesn't make sense. Thank God. The most important thing is the motorcyclist is all right. That was my main concern. But when I got up Monday, probably about 30-45 minutes after waking up, I was contacted by Progressive, which, by the way, I've recently let off the hook from where I was rear-ended not once but twice within 5 minutes, because one of them was a hit and run. Chased them down, and luckily, I got their guy on video brake checking me, or attempting to brake check me. He wouldn't pull over and trying to pit maneuver me, which then caused the second vehicle to rear end me. Well, their insurance agency did their own investigation into the guy who hit me the first time, and found out that it was Progressive Insurance. They named the driver. They called me, wanted to know what damages. I said I can't say who did what, so I can't claim any damages at this point in time, because I can't say whose vehicle did what damage to the back passenger side quarter panel and the rear of my vehicle. Nashville is a very dangerous place to drive. and the next time somebody's probably gonna freaking kill me. I was never in lane number 5. I made a lane change from lane number 3 to lane number 4. Maintained that lane for about 30 seconds, and next thing I know, somebody strikes me to the front right, goes slingshotting out. I slow down. Luckily, the motorcycle locked up her brakes for when she made contact. Her back end swung out to the right, so her back end was facing lane number 4, and when she made contact with the saddlebags, it kind of laid her over. That's the only thing that saved her from going flipping over that lunatic who went spinning out of control. How? I'm the one driving fast and erratic, yet I'm not the one who goes spinning out of control and managed to be the one the furthest back in the accident. That's beyond me. And also ask yourself these questions about vehicle number 2, or the one that was in lane number 6 the entire time. How she witnessed everything in pitch black through her rear view as we were going through a turn, and everybody and everything being so close together, which I went by the Jeep dealership. They all have the automatic dimming mirrors, so headlights should have dimmed the rear view mirror, and they all come with factory tint on the back. So how did she see all this? Through a dimmed mirror and factory tint. And then ask yourself this too: with all of that room to stop, why did she wait until over a half mile and around the corner? And more importantly, she waited 4 minutes till afterwards to call 911, and everything didn't wrap up until almost I'd say almost 45 minutes after the initial contact, or that's when I was released, should I say. But so around 7:15ish, actually that'd be more about an hour, but that didn't wrap up. And you think it's pretty possible because the driver of the maroon Altima was talking to somebody at some point in time, was not a police officer, but she was talking to another female. And do you think maybe, just maybe, she left, walked back to the accident, checked on the motorcycle? This is after we had gotten to our altercation, and talked to the other driver, whatever made sense to her, because when I went up there, if she would have said somebody hit me and then I hit you, I would have believed it because I didn't see it. Like I said, do you think maybe, just maybe, they could have conversed and then gone back to her vehicle to retrieve her stuff, talk to the police, yada yada yada? Because at no point did I see a police officer walk a half mile down the road and then come walking back. So ask yourself these questions, draw your own conclusion, but this following video should prove my innocence. Thank you.